Okay, so good morning. I hope you are well. Let me just check that everything is working here. And then we had a special request. That's why we do this topic this morning here. Yes, okay, lovely. I can see that it is working. So, what are we doing today? I want to talk about, can you get funded for a startup? Let's just see, 10 o'clock, yeah, Monday morning. That's when we start here always. Let me just see if you can see and hear me. Oh, God. Good morning. Yes, Amber is there. Lovely, one of our funding consultant in Mpangeni. We have another workshop on Friday all together. Just see what's new here, what's happening in the funding world, so that they are all up to date all the time. And yes, maybe I see there are some people in there. Just send some comments. That would be lovely. Also, or some hearts and thumbs up, then I can see that you can see and hear me. Alex, good morning. Yes. G I J. No. Oh God, my spelling in English is a disaster. Andrew, good morning. Lovely. Laura, we can hear, see, and hear you and feel you. Nice. Okay, thanks very much. So let me just shortly introduce myself. There are always some people in here. Melandri, good morning. They don't know me. My name is Dagmar Breiling-Murray. I'm the CEO and the funding strategist here at Funding Connection. Motlali Pula, good morning. Komotso, good morning. Lovely. Charlie, wow, there are lots of people here. That's obviously a topic that whoever suggested that, thanks very much, I can't remember the name, was one of you last time said this is definitely something what we would all like to know. Aziko, good morning. Marble, good morning. And Neil, our funding consultant from Somerset West, is also here. Good morning. Okay, so Patrick, good morning. Ernest, hello. Okay, so I'm happy. So we found a nice topic. Lovely. Okay, so I told you already my name. I'm the funding strategist and the CEO here at Funding Connection. And what we do is we assist entrepreneurs and companies to raise capital. We do that through lots of advisory, and when we assessed a venture and say this is fundable. Keep in mind, not each and every great business idea is fundable. We need to comply with the requirements of the financiers. They will not bend backwards to make sure we can find this. Okay, let me just have a look here. Who else? Chiamo, good morning. I just want not to forget somebody. Stembiso, Nellis, Kurt, Luro. Yes, I share crucial information. Yes. I think so. That's what we try to do here, So I'm definitely, but I'm also listening, of course, to you. I see what questions you have and trying to answer this. So we at Funding Connection, we assist entrepreneurs raising capitals. We do that through lots of advisory, assessing a business venture, having a look at is it fundable, and if yes, then we suggest, okay, we can do a business plan for you. In some cases, maybe we need a feasibility study. And then in the second step, we are also able, of course, to assist with the capital raising. We tell you always up front what is expected, so not that you say, oh, I didn't know this, because the financiers are not as open as we are. Okay, so we are just I'm telling you the truth. There is no sugarcoating, nothing. I tell you, this is what you need to do. Faith, good morning. Seth is our funding consultant from Benoni. Marcel, good morning. Gugu is there. Okay. William, good morning. Oh God. Tibogo, good morning. Sadiq. Yes, Sadiq, it's always recorded. All my webinars stay on Facebook, so no worries. And Viviani, good morning. Okay. So, let's talk. We had last time the question, can you get funded for a startup? And in general, yes, you can. I just wanted to put that out there. There are a couple of things you, of course, you need to have in mind. It's not I have an idea, I need 5 million, and then I figure things out later. That's not how things are working, okay? So I'm sure you are aware of this. You definitely need to have a couple of things in place. And you need to be as ready as you can as a startup to then apply for funding so that if they give you the money tomorrow, you can start running. Okay, it's not that you then need to figure out, oh, and now I need to find a workshop where I want to work from. Now I need to find out which equipment I need. Now I need to find out how many staff I need. Now I need to find out who will buy from me. Now I need to figure out how much will it cost me. How much will I be able to charge? Okay, in Kabul, thanks very much. So, and these are all the things we are asking you. If you're getting in contact with us, and I'm sure some of you have been there, Likola, good morning, then you know this. My team and I, we are asking always the same questions. We just want to assess where you are stuck and then tell you, okay, this is fundable. I'm also honest, and I'm telling lots of people and say this will be challenging. Okay, in some cases I say this is impossible. All your chances are zero. Okay, so or I'm always saying, okay, this is possible, but please make sure you have this in place. Let's just start what's possible, what's easy possible. Okay. So what they always have a look at is, of course, have a look at your experience and expertise. Okay, you need to have some sort of expertise, and that's definitely something what I figure out in meetings. It's lots of times challenging for people. So I had somebody here who wanted to start a business. I can't even remember which industry he wanted. And he said, I don't have any experience in this industry. And it was nothing challenging where you needed to have some technical skills or something like this. Yeah. Good morning, Damarius. So, and then I said, okay, what are you doing at the moment? Oh, I'm an accountant. Okay. So, but then you have experience. Okay. So you maybe have no experience in running a business, and that's the reality for most people. They want to start up, but having an idea about administration, bookkeeping, calculating, pricing, is already, I would say, in most cases half of the win. Yeah. Sipo, good morning. So, and then that is one part, expertise, experience. Do you have that? Do you have maybe somebody in mind who has that? In some cases, there are two people putting their heads together, sharing their expertise and experience to make sure this business is a success. Okay, David, good morning, everybody. So this is one part. The other part is, of course, that you need to have a good idea how much capital you really need and for what you need the capital. Yeah. So, and it can't be I'm estimating or guesstimating or thumb sucking the numbers. No, no, no. You need to have some quotes for everything, you know. So, and to make sure that this will really work, because there are different equipments. Let's talk about manufacturing. There are a couple of different equipments out there. The one equipment is maybe 3 million rand and can do 1,000 units a day. And there's another equipment what makes 30 million rand investment, but that can do, I don't know, 100,000 units a day. Yeah. So, and then of course you need to see how big is the equipment, how many units can you manufacture, does it fit your sales? Kagiso, good morning, hello. Okay, so these are the important parts. You need to have an idea exactly how much capital you need. You of course also need to have an idea about your monthly expenses. This is always a little bit tricky, specifically for a startup. There are a couple of thumbs up numbers in there. As I say it like it is. Okay, but if you have an offer to lease, okay, you have an idea how much rent you need. You know exactly which equipment you need. We can calculate how much electricity you need for this, okay, because there are some numbers. We always, most businesses, industries, and business ideas, we have done business plans over the last 10 years, okay? So we can always benchmark it and say, either way, you need lots of electricity, what's the problem in comparison to somebody else? Or your electricity is so low in comparison to some other businesses where we have done the business plan. And then you as a business owner and entrepreneur then can say, oh yes, but this is the reason. Or you say, oopsie, okay, obviously I didn't calculate it correctly. That's where we are there. We just have a look at it, if these numbers you gave us, if this really makes sense. Okay, Patrick, I will answer all the questions at the end. Okay, so there's definitely funding for a franchise startup available if you want to start up a totally new franchise to be a franchisor. Then there are a couple of other things you need to have in place. Yeah. Hey Lisa, good morning. Okay, so and we have expertise, capital investment, monthly expenses, a little bit of a clear idea. Now you need to see, okay, how much does it cost you to produce one unit? Okay, so and then you also need to have a look at how much are you able to sell one unit of whatever you want to manufacture, produce, even services. Okay, so having a clear idea how much you are able to charge for it, because what we do is then we also have a look at competitors, and in some cases also have a look at the prices of your competitors. So and the profit margins need to be high enough. And lots of entrepreneurs, when they send us their own cash flow, they always forget the repayment of the loan. Yeah. So sadly, money in South Africa is quite expensive in comparison to Europe, okay, or the US. So that means your business setup needs to be really, really profitable. Okay, so but that is something where we can assist you, and you also, this is something where you as an entrepreneur need to concentrate on. Yeah, the challenge is most entrepreneurs are so much in love with their product and services that they forget the business model at the end. Yeah, so they think my idea is genius. I set up my shop, everybody will knock on my door, and everybody will buy from me. That's sadly not the reality in 99%. Okay, so that is where we just need to have a look at and just really see, okay, so now how can we explain that this will be a profitable business, and There's still money for you to be earned, plus you're able to repay the loan. Okay, let me just see. Um, I have a business plan I would love to go through with a professional. Kalisa, that's something definitely what we are doing. I personally do all the business plan assessments. I'm having a look at it and and I'm giving you a list of what needs to be added and what needs to be changed. Okay. And then, of course, we also send you a quotation. If you want us to do this, that is okay. Worst case scenario, of course, also can do that on your own, but then we would not be able to assist you with the application. Keep in mind, we have a good reputation with all institutions. We don't want to mess that up. They know if they see a business plan from us that it ticks all the relevant boxes. Yeah? Kaliso, the easiest way for you is definitely either way via Facebook Messenger, okay, to get in contact with us, or you go to our website fundingconnection.co.za, and they will tell you exactly what to do there and how to get this assessment. Yeah, you're charging 550 Rand for this. So I'm sure if I wouldn't charge, you can imagine. I'm doing already 2 or 3 business plan assessments a day. Yeah. If we wouldn't charge for it, I would sit here day and night to do that. And yeah, that's not possible. Okay, Fankona. Will I be able to get funding for mining operations in Africa? In general, yes. It's a little bit um, too less of information. It's not enough information. Let's put it that way. Okay. So let me tell you, gold and diamond is difficult. Okay, just for you to know. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's a little bit difficult. Everything else we would just need to have a look at. Yeah. Spikes. Is it possible to get full funding for starting a non-profitable company? Okay. NPOs are totally different than businesses. Okay, I know it's an NPC, there is the word company in there. You need to raise donations. Raising donations is not easy, let me tell you this. Okay, we have a big list of potential donors. What I'm comfortable with and what we know that we are really good at is definitely drafting a business plan and a budget for NPO and NPC. So that is not a problem. The donation raising is tedious, let's be honest, because you need, at the end of the day, you need for every specific fund you need to and donor, you may need to amend your business plan. Yeah. It's small amendments, okay, because they all have specific objectives. You need to meet these objectives. And then somebody says, I'm able to donate for this, but we are not able to donate for, let's say, vehicles or something like this. Yeah. So it's challenging, not impossible, but challenging. CISO. Morning all. Just a quick question to answer a bit later. Is funding for property development available? Student accommodation building, buying a building, an existing building with the aim of letting it out. Okay. CISO, in general, yes, that's possible. Student accommodation have one challenge. It's always that there are 2 months, in most cases, no income. That is difficult for cash flows, okay, but that's easiest way, okay. I'm always I'm a fan of lowest hanging fruits, okay, and the lowest hanging fruit is definitely if there's an existing building what is maybe already rented out, what needs just to have a little bit of love to be able to increase rent or fully rent it out, and then that is the lowest hanging fruit in your case, and that's definitely fundable. Kaliso, please send me the quote and all details. Oh, Kaliso, okay, so no, I'm not doing here anything. I have a team. Okay, so And please do me one favor, delete personal email addresses here, because keep in mind there are so many people. You will be swamped with spam. Yeah, so take the email out. Let me just do this. Okay, I will delete this comment, Kalisa. Okay, it's just for you. I want to protect you. Okay, so and contact us on our social media. Either way, find a funding connection Facebook page. Don't use my personal one, or you can also go to our business website fundingconnection.co.za, and there is a contact form. There's also coming up a window with a chat. You can WhatsApp us. My team is able to do all these things. Ernest, you missed the 500 Rand charges. The 550 Rand is for business plan assessment. Yeah? Okay. Rudzani, yes, we assist entrepreneurs raising capital. We are definitely not able to assist or do that seldomly, let's put it that way. Okay, it always depends on the project. We're having a specific look at it to assist an NPO or an NPC to raise donations. That's different. Yeah? Unati, do you do startup funding for travel agency? Okay, so again, we are a private consulting firm. We assist entrepreneurs to raise capital. We do not have our own fund. So, and that means we would need to have a look at how much capital you need. Travel agencies is a little bit of a challenge. You don't really need too much funding. Okay, you need to, if you want to increase your chances dramatically, see if you can't get some agreements with corporates or businesses and organize their travels. Yeah, so like we are using a travel agency for whenever I'm traveling here in South Africa for any of the workshops. I'm booked for, just to make sure, because it's lots of work, and I like to outsource these things. Gugu, I would like assistance with a business plan for tourism business. Please share your website again. Let me do that here. www.fundingconnection.co.za/contact. Okay, so it will come up in a second, Google, and then you have our website. Estevao, kindly repeat your price for the business plan assessment and application through Funding Connection. Okay, the business plan assessment is 550 Rand. It does not include any amendments. That is really individual, and I have no idea how your business plan looks like. Yeah, and the application process, we only do applications really when the business plan is in order. Okay, when I say that one is okay, and then the fee for the application depends on your investment amount, because the more money you need, the more details also need to be submitted in the documentations. Yeah, so that's also, it's an individual, just to give you an idea. Okay, so up to 300,000, I think we are charging 2,900 Rand, and that is, I'm always say that's our enterprise supplier development program, because the hours we are sitting there to do this definitely more than the pay our clients are paying us for this. Yeah, but my team also asked me all the time, can't we help? So I said, okay, let's do that. Between 500,000 and a million Rand, we are charging 5,000 Rand. And this includes also a session with my business plan consultant after we submitted the application. Okay, and the application, maybe, thanks very much for the question, Estevao, because I also want to explain what's included. the application support. It's not the business plan. The business plan is separate. Yeah, we do these things step by step. We want to pick you up where you are stuck. Yeah, and I'm not willing to reinvent the wheel and charge you extra for things you've done already. I think that's crazy. Yeah, so application support is, I'm creating a list of the documentations you need for your application. Yeah. Kamal is our applications officer. She is checking all the documents that they are the right ones. Nothing is expired. You are crazy about certifying everything, you know. So, and what's older than 3 months is expired in your eyes. Okay, we follow the rules. What can I say? Yeah. And the third thing is, and that is the most important part, she goes through the business plan and the documentation and makes sure that everything is consistent. Yeah. So you're in the business plan, we stated you need 5 million rand for equipment, but we find a quotation for 10 million rand in the documents you submitted. Yeah. So we always double check that everything is consistent and correct. That takes a couple of hours each and every time, Kamal, before Kamal is able to submit an application. Yeah, we're filling out the forms for you. You sign. Depending on SEFA is an online form, and so we are also assisting you with doing this one, and then you just they usually come back to us with the reference number and the manager who is allocated to you, and then they are getting in contact directly with you. If you used our services, we of course there for you. It's because of the POPI Act, you know, so SEFA can't contact us and say there's a problem with the application. They come back to you, and then you can then come back to us and say, hey, they didn't receive this or they didn't receive that. In some cases I don't understand, because they wouldn't send a reference number if they haven't received all the documentations, but okay. Shumani, you're looking for funding for farming. In general, that's not a problem. Get in contact with us. My team is able really to tell you, ask you the relevant questions, and is really able then to assist you here. Primilla, can I get startup funding for my health and safety consulting company? In general, yes. We would just need exactly for what you need the funding, and then we also need to have a look at how if you are able to get some sort of offtake agreements. Yeah, so we need to highlight in your business plan your expertise and skills and access to the market. Elisa, will funding be available for the education sector for registration of preschools, that is to receive consent use from the various government departments? If it's just for the registration, I doubt. Okay, because keep in mind this is business funding. That means you are getting the money and the financiers expect you, government financiers, to expect you to repay this. So now only registration alone will not get you any income. Yeah, you see my challenge there? Start-up billboard businesses can be funded. Alex, in general, yes. We've done a couple of business plans for these billboards. There are some tricks. Offtake agreement is definitely one, and make sure that it is competitive price. Yeah, because it's usually, and I'm not too sure if this is something what is imported and not bought here from a South African company, Alex. That can be a challenge. Yeah, Sean, taxi operation businesses. Keep in mind, Sean, we do not offer any finance. We are a private consulting firm and assist to raise capital. Taxis are definitely able to get finance. That's not a problem. Faith. Full funding for a franchise. Faith, no, you need for franchise. Okay, so franchise number one is, first of all, we need to figure out if your franchisor qualifies for any funding. Okay, so because some of them did not play nicely with the financiers, and they are excluded. Okay, so but the government institutions definitely expect you to have 10% on contribution. Startup recruitment agency. I have no. So sometimes it is we need to be clear about how much capital do you need, so and then we would just, and recruitment is also, you need to get orders from clients, then you need to find the candidates, and then you need to introduce the candidates to the company. So there's not really lots of, you can, I worked at an recruitment agency years and years, decades ago. Okay, so there was nothing with computer. We had everything in files, on paper. We interviewed all candidates, and we looked specifically for candidates. And later on, oh, there was another job I've done. I was also headhunting. That's where we used computers. But the only thing is, what I used was Excel spreadsheets at the end of the day there, so, and then I had a list of people I contacted to see if they didn't want to work for another company, so there's not lots of money you really need to start this thing. Okay, William, is it possible to get startup for tissue manufacturing? Yes. Okay, make sure, William, you have offtake agreements in place. Make sure you have 10% on contribution. Okay, Patrick, do I need a business plan to get funding for an existing franchise? Yes, you need. Okay, because now it's about the location. I'm not too sure if you want to take over an existing branch, that's fine, but then it's also, they want to see that this is profitable. They want to see what all about you. They want to see the location. They want to see the history of this business, and they need for these things a business plan. Yeah. Ernest, can you assist with funding letter of surety? One has been awarded a tender. Ernest, no, we can't, because we don't give out the funding. Yeah. Tandy, hello. How much is a business plan from scratch? Unati, it depends on your investment amount. Okay. So I think the price is from 300,000 to 1,000,000, it's 6,000 rand. For up to 5 million, it's 10,000 rand. For up to 10 million, it's 15,000 rand. All of them include financial forecast, of course, all the research. We do these business plans according to the financiers. Keep in mind, we are submitting on a weekly basis, If they now come up and say, from now on we want this in the business plan, we make sure this is in this business plan. Yeah. So, and if it's above 10 million rand, we will do individual quotations. Yeah. I just have a look. Are you targeting only one target market? Do you now want to go into different target markets? What products are you want to offer? Are there different competitors, because it is different markets, so this is where we just need to have a look at and do individual quotes. Estivao, wonderful, with pleasure. CISO, how important is a clear credit record when applying for funding? If you would have one, it would be great. Okay, the harsh reality in South Africa is that most people don't have a clear credit record. Okay. So if you are under debt review, you will not be able to raise, even with government institutions, funding. But otherwise, we've done that before, that somebody had some outstanding debt. They had some agreements with the debtor, and that was IDC, they were able to finance. Okay? Quasi, can I get funded if I hand over my property as collateral? Okay, so this, you know what you're doing here. There's only one aspect. Okay, I have no idea how much money you need. I don't know for what you need it, what product or service you want to offer. In general, yes, and if you have property, they definitely want to have that as surety. Okay, It will usually not be used. Collateral means that you say, okay, here is, I need 1 million, here's 100,000 rand, I'm getting finance for 900,000 rand. They want you to have, how do you say that so nicely, skin in the game. My translation is they want to make sure you're moving your butt. Yeah? Veronique, can I get funded for building construction, for repairs and maintenance? In general, yes. Okay. Stembiso, I'm interested. Want to open my company Painting Solutions. Great idea. We're just looking for a painter here. I'm moving. I'm totally excited on in the beginning of December before Christmas. So, and our place definitely needs to have a painter, but I know my husband is working on it, so all good. Okay, yes, in general, yes. Yeah. Estiva, startup funding available, a color cosmetic business for retail and e-commerce. Retail is, e-commerce and retail is a little bit challenging. Okay, I'm not saying it's impossible, but because you need to have stock in most cases, and you don't really have an access to the market. Okay, and that is a little bit more challenging. You need to have some sort of feasibility study there. Okay, but yeah, there are chances. Yeah, Ngwazi, can I get details of your funding requirements? Solly, okay, yes, please do not share here any information. I know that contact, and I don't have anything here. I have a team, 12 people. Okay, that's their job. They will be able to ask you all the questions. Go either way through to our website fundingconnection.coza, or use here the Facebook Messenger. Please don't use my personal one. You will never ever get any answers. You know, sometimes I see that information months and months later. Okay, so that's why I have a team. They do these things. Yeah, sorry. Nelly's, I'm having a client with a new business venture that appears to be very lucrative. He applied for business rescue of his previous consultancy that failed over COVID, yet is still paying off the debt, which can all be resolved if we can this new business venture off the ground. Nellis, that's a little bit that's complex. Nothing I can do here, not even in a 5-minute telephone call. Okay, I'm more than happy to have a look at this. I recommend Nellis setting up a consultation with me on Zoom, and then we just have a look at what's really happening there. Yeah? You are not able to pay off any debt with government funding. Yeah? So you can't apply now for 3 million rand to pay off the debt of the consultancy. That's not going to work. Of course, you can pay off the debt with the profits out of the new venture. That's okay. I'm sure. I hope I was able to explain that. Spikes, you mentioned paying back. Are all the types of funding repayable? Majority is. There are some grants available. In most cases, it's a portion of the investment you need. In most cases, there are no 100% grants available. There are sometimes, I know KwaZulu-Natal offers some grants for a full amount. I know that other provinces also do that, but they are having an opening window and a closing window, and you have, I don't know, 2 weeks in which you need to submit. Yeah? Solly, I'm looking for 500,000 to build a first unit of residential area. That's great, definitely possible. Okay, Patrick, I was able to answer his questions. Mike, is there possible startup funding for establishing a waste management facility? Yes, there is. Definitely done that a couple of times, no problem. Ernest, with regards to agriculture, what is the starting point for funding, and to what extent? In farming but do not have land and would like to lease one. My intention is to export perishable. Okay. So Ernest, again, there are a couple of things. Starting with export is difficult. I would always start with offtake agreements here in South Africa, then you can export. Leasing land, great idea. I like that. It's not a problem. And then agriculture is in general definitely fundable. Our offices are in Hillcrest in Durban. You would please need to make an appointment if you want to talk to me. Otherwise, if you just pop in, and you are all welcome just to pop in, then we just see who is available at that time. I'm most days in meetings. James, my businessman, my business consultant, is also lots of times in meeting, but we have some great team members here. You would be also able to explain to you the first couple of steps. Yeah. Le Mogang, how quickly can the business process assistance be in general? Okay, business plan 1.5 to 2 weeks longest. Collecting documents depends on how fast you are. Some of our clients do that in 2-3 days. Kamal needs then another 2 days, please, to compile everything, check everything, yeah, and prepare everything. Then it's submitted. So let's say this is 2 weeks. Government institutions need 2 to 3 months to process applications. Yeah, so it's not a quick fix, but yeah, I think if you go to banks, it's not that if you ask specifically for a startup, they wouldn't do that quicker. And keep in mind, the bank wants 50% own contribution and 50% for the money they lend you. They need surety. Alex. No, letter of intent is usually not good enough. Letter of intent is, I like you and I will buy from you, maybe or maybe not. Yeah? And let me tell you, I personally, if you have own money, do not invest any money into a business plan if you have a letter of intent. You're setting up everything, you say my factory is set up, now you can order, and then they say, not too sure, not at the moment, we found a great other suppliers, we can't get out of the contract, and I heard it all, Alex. Yeah, don't do this. Make sure you have proper offtake agreements, and they need, so if somebody doesn't want to commit to an offtake agreement, and an offtake agreement is not binding, yeah, so then forget it. Estevao, okay, I'm charging 790 Rand, it's 45 minutes with me, and we just dive deep into it, and you know exactly what to expect. Yeah? So, Nili's, yes, go to our website fundingconnection.co.za. There is a consulting button in the menu, and then you can set that up. Yeah. So 790 Rand for 45 minutes. Le Mogang, okay. Do you also offer business mentorship for growth? Yes, we are doing this. I'm having at the moment 2 clients, and it's really, really individually. The one we are just preparing, both of them we are preparing, and the one it's a manufacturer. We are just sorting out, making sure the foundation is great. They have an unbelievable potential. Okay, so they are at the moment, I'm just sharing some numbers, at 250,000 Rand a month sales. We are with a 5 million Rand investment to get them up to, what did we calculate, 7 million Rand a month. Yeah, but there are a couple of things that's not, oh, now we are getting 5 million Rand and then we can jump like this. It's a little bit of a step-by-step process, and we want to do that wisely. We need to make sure the foundation is strong. They at the moment, because they are well connected, getting all their orders through personal contacts, and that will go up to, let's say, 1 million or something like this, maybe 1.5, and the rest. Then we need to have clear strategies, who to approach, because it's so specific what they are doing, that they are then able really to thrive. We first thought this is a 10-year plan. Let's be honest, that's a couple of years and then they are there. Yeah. And this other one, we are also doing something. I'm doing at the moment just some marketing strategies with them. You see, I'm always having a look where they are stuck at the moment. And for me, most important part is sales. Okay, let's make sure they can increase sales, and what do they need to be able to do that. Yeah, and that's in every business different. Lowest hanging fruit, so that's what we are having a look at. Yes, definitely doing this and loving it. Okay. Okay, Estiveras, the startup for transport, travel, tours, passenger transport, transporting school kids. Yes, all of it possible. We have 21 hectares of land available for sales for 3.1 million. Should anybody be interested? Okay, 21 hectares is plenty. Okay. So, yes, great. I hope that was definitely able, that I was able to shed some lights. Startups in general are fundable. You need the expertise, you need to have some offtake agreements, you need to have, Neil's asking already the right questions here. Yes, you don't need water supply, you need the water rights. Yeah, that is one of the biggest challenge for properties, and it should be in the document in the title deed. Yeah. So, and then you need to have some offtake agreements. You need to have the did I mention expertise? You need to have some sort of own contribution in most cases. Are there some in financiers out there that can finance 100%? Yes. We always say make sure that you have high chances, and that's why we say have offtake agreements, have own contribution, make sure you have all the right documentations. Kagiso, are you able to negotiate the offtake agreements on my behalf with a corporate company? Kagiso, no, and the reason is because I'm not the business owner, you are the business owner. Yeah? If you need to have some strategies how to do this, definitely set up a consulting session with me. We just sit together and figure that out, and I'm more than happy to prepare you to do that. Yeah? Estevao, thanks for hosting this Q&A. It was a pleasure. Okay, so you know how to get hold of us. Facebook Messenger, Cherise and Kamala answering. There is on our website fundingconnection.co.za. There's a pop-up with a chat. There are 2 buttons. The one is via email, the one is even via WhatsApp, if this is the easiest way for you to get in contact with us. Yeah? Okay, 50 minutes later. Yes, we always offer payment plans and installments. That's not a problem. Ask my team, depends on what you want to do. They can break that down for you. Yeah? We are here. My mission is I live here in South Africa and I'm loving it. Not at the moment because it's raining here, okay, but in general, I'm definitely comfortable here. I have my friends here, my life is here. So, and I know one thing, SMMEs are the backbones of each and every economy. All of us, every startup will create jobs, will create a living for lots of families, that will increase here our what does it increase? It increases our life in general, so the and that is what motivates me, and each and every business we are helping to start to grow is something I know I made a big impact here. Yeah? Okay. Take good care. I'm wishing you all an unbelievable, successful new week. Okay. So, and we see us latest next week, Monday again. And otherwise, you know how to get hold of my team. I have an absolutely amazing team. They are able I would always say 97, maybe even 99% of your questions, they are able to answer. Google, insightful information indeed. I'm on the website already. Pleasure. Thank you, Unati. It was a pleasure here with all of you this Monday morning. Talk to you soon. Take good care and bye.